All right. Hello, salutations and greetings. My name is Margie. I'm Heoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. And man, with the way the world is right now, if people aren't feeling some kind of something, you might want to be careful with who you're dealing with, because usually psychopaths and freaking what's the other one? Sociopaths don't freaking are void of those things. Sometimes things happen in life. Sometimes people are just born without aspects in them. They just didn't make it into their entire spirit, or into their spirit in its entirety from the last incarnate, man. Energy's a wild thing. Energy's a trip. I had a pretty good day. And then I got some pretty trippy news. So, we went down to the coffee shop, and people are in a good mood. They're in a pretty good mood right now, and I like listening to the conversations, because I don't necessarily have to agree with these folks, I don't have to agree with people and their opinions and their positions and things like that, because really no two people on this planet that has the same frame of reference. So we all look at different things. That's why I know there's not one Earth. There's like 80 billion of them, or 7 billion of them, but I think that number is a lot lower. I think there's probably closer to like 4 billion, 5 billion people on the planet. They always fudge numbers, man, and then they give them then they tell the public that they need this much money to support whatever freaking numbers they fudge. It's all a crock, and I hope the folks will stay home tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be another one of those setup days, like the 6th of January, another one of those, stirring the pot of shit. Let's stir the kettle of crap. Let's just don't even bother, man. Don't even feed into it. I hope people don't, man. I really hope people don't. Well, people are really starting to, clean up their energy field. I hope they're starting to line up their chakras. You line up your chakras, you get tuned in, you receive data and information. It's a trip, man. But when how many people don't do that? They don't. We have free will. We have a choice, and I was talking about that at the coffee shop today. I'm like, people can choose to meditate. They can choose to practice it, to discipline themselves. They have the free will to do that. They just don't. So everybody's all going around, self-will run riot, do whatever they want, whenever they feel like it, and they don't care who it impacts. As we can see in the media, did you see that? Oh, we made a mistake. We killed kids and a family that was putting water in their freaking vehicle. I've been warned. I've been talking about this for years, man. It started. You know how I knew it was coming? You know how I knew that Obama was gonna start using the drones? Because back in, what was that, 1992, there was a movie called Toys with Robin Williams in it. Yeah. Those freaking officers, man, they're fucking crazy, dude. And they're egomaniacal. That's why they are officers. They all got a little carried away. So now, whoops. Our bad. Anyway. So, I was driving home from the coffee shop today, and I had a really moving experience. It moved me. I was driving along, and I just felt this wave of God's grace roll through me, just this wave of grace, and my eyes welled up, and I started crying, and I was like, processing and trying to what the heck is happening to me. And I was like, oh my God, oh my dear sweet God, I'm happy, I'm content in my life. And then as I started thinking about it more, I was like, Marge, when were the last time that you were happy? I've been happy in life before, but it was always because of something else. It was because she was talking to me. That made me happy. I've done that for years. I looked for years for validation on the outside. I could never get it. Because when I look in validation, I'm seeking in it. I'm looking for validation in people that are also seeking validation. So that's a bust. Oh, Ma. How you doing today, Ma? Doing okay? So we, because I always tried. I was always the one that, I was Mom's little cheerleader. So we had a hard, rough life, man. Our story, I haven't really heard a lot of other people's like it. I keep looking though, because that's how people really get to heal, is when you get together with people that you shared, experiences with. One spirit connecting with another, And if people are balanced and they're positive and negative, usually those exchanges come out positively. But if there's imbalance involved, there comes the negativity. And we're going to see a lot more of that, because freaking Mars is in Venus, I hate it. Or Mars is in Libra, I hate it. Wait. I said that wrong. Mars is in... Yeah, Libra. I did say that right. It's not a comfortable place to be in. So, yeah, I wasn't, I wouldn't say I didn't have a happy childhood. We spent freaking our Christmases. I was thinking about that today. I was figuring it out from the time we were, I was 7, 8, 9, 10. So 7 to 12, 7 to 12. 11 and a half hours on a Greyhound bus. Every Christmas, and it's just like, so holidays, all that stuff. I always watched how people treated their families on holidays. Well, it's like, be nice to them for this little small period, and then I saw how poorly they treated each other for the rest of the year. But then that one time a year, you give them what they want, and then they're, oh, I like you again. I'm glad we don't have a big family, Ma. I'm really glad. So, it occurred to me that, or not occurred to me, I was talking about something else at that point. So, I wasn't ever, I tried to stay, I wouldn't say I was a happy child, but I was a positive child. So, I was always looking at the bright side of things and trying to encourage Mom to keep going. And I know it's hard and all that stuff. God is going to help us, Let's just pray and all this stuff, and... Well, we're still here. There's a lot of other people on the planet that aren't. But happiness has not ever been something that has ever been easy for me to come by. 'Cause stuff happens in life, and it's just like, man, a lot of stuff that's happened to me does not make me happy. Or I've been, not my choice in life. I didn't get a lot of choices in life. And so when I hit the age where I could start, making choices and going, I chose to drink. And that caused a lot of problems for me, because that just lets your ego come right in. Alcohol literally removes oxygen from your blood. That's how they determine how freaking drunk you are when you get in a wreck or get pulled over or something. How the percentage of alcohol, because it replaces the oxygen in your blood. And who knows what people are getting? Who knows what kind of spirits you're getting in that bottle? Who knows what intentions that freaking crafter, that bitch witch crafter, that's what the liquor makers are. That's freaking the devil's juice, man. It's the devil's juice. I was telling the guys today, I said, I think it was in Oregon. When you wake up at like 2 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I can feel fear. And it took me a long time to figure out that fear wasn't what I was feeling, but that fear was all over for example, in California, bars are open until 2 o'clock in the morning, so I'm waking up at 2:30, there's a lot of bad stuff that happens after a closing. And there's a lot of people, men and women, that take advantage of people when people are in an incapacitated state. It happens all the time. So in my mind, that fear I feel is all these people that have some sort of an alignment with, that something bad is happening. See, because a lot of times when something bad happens, their spirit shoots up out of their body, so they don't your spirit doesn't have to freaking retain that vibrational frequency. That's why I believe so many people don't recall. They don't remember what happened. My brother's one of those. That didn't happen. That never happened. That didn't happen. Yeah, I got 1,000 stories and receipts for all of them, but you just go ahead and keep saying that. Important guy, lawyer guy. So, yeah, he does. He's the guy. He doesn't. My own brother doesn't. He has witnessed me get sexually abused, but he doesn't. Still doesn't believe, and he never even, And then when I told, he was like, "Nah, she's making it up," because he didn't want to deal with it. He thought he didn't want to deal with what would happen if people found out that he just sat there and didn't protect his little sister. I know a coward, man. I freaking have grown up around him. I've seen him my whole entire life. So, before I laid down to do my meditate state today, I did a talk a few weeks back about going to the coffee shop. It's probably, I don't know, it's been a while now. It was kind of a peculiar day. Met a dog named Heyoka. Belonged to a girl named Mary. 34, I think she just turned 35. Triple cancer, sun, moon, rising, all cancer. I'd never met another one. I was like, holy hell. Sometimes you just say holy hell about stuff because it's both. And I was sad to find out before my meditate state that she passed away last night in a car accident. I do believe she has children. And I'd seen her a few times, and every time I'd seen her, because I had on my van, hey, okay, hey, have a rad day. So she always said, hey, she always addressed me with Heyoka. And then she had her dog, Heyoka. Last time I saw her dog didn't look really too good, so I don't know what happened to it, but, it's just, right now, turnover is high, man. Turnover is high, and I believe that it's the soul contracts that some of us have, that like when there's big old huge shifts of energy that are afoot, souls will volunteer to go to give us on Earth the strength and the courage to persevere. To keep going, because I know there's a lot of people that have been trying to give a lot of messages just to get people to see something that they're not looking at. People don't want to see it. So at this point in the game, and I've said it before, but I digress, I'm a spirit having a human experience. That it's important that people work with the people that you're in alignment with, and we're past that, man, trying to convince people and change people's minds about stuff, man. At this point, it's crucial. It's crucial that you find, the people that you are in alignment with. My buddy Augie, I'm going to show him the piece again. I call him Augie. His name's Augustine. He made this piece. And I'm happy to announce, you know what? Look at this carving. You can't really see the detail. The lighting is... Where's my pyramid light, Mom? Oh, windows. It's in here, charging. Okay. Let's see if I can get this. Anyway, my buddy Augie, I'm gonna get a set of carving tools. And that's something else I'm gonna delve into. Is carving. I'm gonna be a stone carver. And then I thought maybe it'd be cool to freaking incorporate some stone carving into my pet furniture. So that's on that side. And then there's more on this side. Those little feathers, you see the feathers? I believe this, and then I think this looks like Mom. I think this looks like Mom. You said? Yeah, it's just, And you know what's cool about this? Is because this stuff is in the stone. People just see it. People see it in the stone and then they bring it out. It's always been there. But it just has to find its freaking means to get through. When I was talking, people were talking about, hold on. I came out of my meditate state today and I got a little annoyed, you know, because there was a guy in a trailer in my backyard. And the landlord said that he sold these Latinas. They're like fence posts. They're like pine tree. That's what I was going to use to make my cat beds. Or not cat beds, but cat trees and stuff. And then, you know, use steam and freaking bow them. And I could make some, you know, that are bent and stuff like that. Really cool. I got all these cool ideas, man. I just need my workshop. I need my inventing room, Ma. So, are you all right? What, you want something? Want some more spaghetti? Oh, okay. So, what was I talking about? Huh? The cat bed. Oh, how there's a guy in the backyard. There's actually two men in the backyard, you know? And so, like, I went out and I saw him and I waved, but I didn't have my glasses on. I thought the guy saw me, but, you know, who knows? Right? So I freaking walked back there. I went over there and I was like, hello. I said, are you here for Steve? And he's like, yeah, I bought these from Steve. And I was like, okay. Just making sure. Because people have taken things out of this yard. They've stolen a trailer out of this yard. You know, so I just like to make sure. You know, and then the guy was like kind of a dick about it. Right? And because I was like, because one of the stray cats had babies in a wood pile over there. So I asked him, I'm like, have you seen any cats? And he was like standoffish, but he heard me wrong. And he heard me say, do you want any cats? And I said, no, I didn't say that. And so I was like, God, this guy's kind of a dick, right? In a big, new, stupid truck. And of course, they're both fat. New fat guys in big, new dumb trucks, man. You know? And then I'm like thinking, you know, it's like 3:30 and he's out there for a while and I got to feed the dogs. You know? And then I look out the window and he has a big old huge dog. Who takes their dog to somebody's house that you don't know? People in Taos. It's just a small town mentality, man. But people have small town mentalities in big cities. Just people don't fucking think, man. They don't think. They walk around thinking about what they have to do in their immediate life, and they just really don't fucking know how to think about another fucking person on the planet. Yeah. So, I was like, you know what? Let me just go out here and ask this guy one more time. Make sure he's going to get it all in this one trip. Make sure he doesn't have to come back. Make sure I don't wake up from another meditate state with strangers in my backyard. What, I couldn't get a freaking heads up? I couldn't get a text message? No, Marge. You just take what you get. That's what people have treated me my whole entire life. You take what you get. And you know what? I used to. For years I took it. I took it when I was a 10-month-old baby. I took it when I was a 3-month-old or 3-year-old, 4-year-old kid, little girl. I took it every time my brother was a dick to me and never stuck up for his little sister. I've taken it my whole life, and what happened was when I got out of the, it was actually while I was in the Air Force, and I started seeing all the bullshit. I said, I ain't taking it no more. And you fuckers that want to act how you want to act, you go ahead and act on that. But be sure, I am going to voice your behavior, and people don't like when people voice their behavior. So, at least I kept my cool. But that's the thing, is like, I'm like a cigarette, man. I am level-headed. But when people fucking tick me off, I get rough around the edges real freaking quick, yeah. Real quick. You gonna come into my... How would you like it if it happened to you, chunk, sir? And then This afternoon I got a call from Arizona Medicaid, Health Choice. Okay? Now, with all the ordeal of getting a hold of the freaking Social Security and changing our address for the third time, and it's not easy. It's not easy. It's a pain in the fucking ass, actually. Right? So we get this, mom gets a Medicaid card from Arizona. I was just like, that's weird. That's the thing, is they pay themselves and their systems are so broke. The guy sends, I sent him a text message because he's like, could you let us know this is Loretta's number? So I said, this is Loretta's number. We have relocated to New Mexico. Not why you were trying to contact her. He said, for health choice, no need to follow up if now in New Mexico. This is what I said to the man. Her address has been updated in Social Security, albeit I understand the mix-up. Your system is grossly broken, and government employees are sharp as rocks. That's what I said to the man. You might call the state of Arizona Medicaid and update the address there. That should generate the update to Health Choice. By all means, let me do your fucking jobs too. All this fucking shit for $720 a month when you fuckers bring home what, $3,000, $4,000? Talked to one guy, I needed a place to live. He's like, oh, we have a vacation home in Flagstaff. Oh yeah? Can I live in it? Nope. We just have, there's people that have properties everywhere. Hourglass is about to tip. Hourglass. Top is about to be bottom. Bottom's about to be top. Because we're all spirits and people are waking up, and a lot of people are thinking, oh my God, I have done so many terrible things in this life that I'm going to be reaping what I sow for incarnations after. Stop acting like a D-bag. Stop being selfish, opportunistic? Is that the word? Am I making up words again? I was tuning into Jesse's, George addressed the stuff. Well, he kind of addressed it. He didn't really, I don't know. God bless him. God bless him. There's people clashing. There's that Larry guy who's freaking calling out everybody for what he sees in himself. I do the same thing. When I'm calling people out for freaking dumb shit behavior, I like to give examples of how I've been a dumb shit in the same way. That's how I know they're a dumb shit. Because I've been that dumb shit. Self-awareness, man, it's hard. You still can if you're coming from a space of ego, but it's really difficult when you understand why everybody does everything. That's me, baby. That was me, girl. It was like this. See, it was me. You're such a good girl. You're just so brave. She said, don't you knock and think I'm not gonna bark and say, who's that? You think so, girl? See, bossy girl. I'm so happy to see you, lovely girl. She thought I knocked. Yeah, huh? But this place is weird. I did get Mama salad today. All right, that's enough. Okay. Yesterday I went to Wendy's because they had some pretty decent salads, and it was like 10 minutes after noon, and there was a sign on the microphone that said, "Sorry for any inconvenience. We had to close because we don't have an assistant manager." This is what happens when you live in a town with like 7,000 people. I think on the outskirts there's like 15,000 with all the areas around. But this place is primitive, man. People just make up their own freaking rules, man. They just make up their own stuff, and people are just like, oh, okay. It's like, I don't think people wear clocks around, timepiece watches and stuff, because people just kind of show up and do whatever, whenever. It's a trip, man. I feel like I live in 1996, living in this place. So why did I start telling that? I've been free the last few days, too, because with all this energy that is so potent, that when there's a few times a year when the energy's extra potent, and I just lay off because I can't be. It's just better. It's just better that I don't. You know, to be all blissed out and then freaking come across somebody and they're freaking total, you know, to have to. No. It's just important that at this time that I keep my wits about me. But I am making some can of cookies though, because I give those out as good karma to folks in the community. You know, and I toasted some coconut earlier. So I'm gonna do toasted coconut with caramel and mini M&Ms. I should have got pretzels, and then I could have done caramel pretzels and mini M&Ms and done like turtle can of cookies. Check out this butter. I'm gonna get this butter. I made this butter 3 days ago. There's probably, where's my light? There's probably about, I don't know, 18 grams in this. 19 grams. No, less than that. 13, 14. 15. Where is my light I just had? What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. Did I put that over there? Huh. Can you see that? It's so green. This is just 2 sticks of butter. Love it. It's so green and it's so pretty. It's so fun. For other people too. That's what this time is. Right now I'm just trying to freaking live being of service to other people as much as I can. There's so many people going through stuff right now, man. So many people. So in the last, from between yesterday and today at the coffee shop, my buddy's friend died, right? He had been sick. His friend died. Another guy that I know from there, his wife was rushed to helicopter to the hospital because she has a baseball-sized tumor in her stomach. That was yesterday, and then today, Sweet Mary went to heaven. So, she was like one of those girls that everybody likes, you know? That everybody there's just something about Mary, you know? And that's how it seems like to happen, you know? Because we need their goodness. We need all the support we can get right now. We're heading into weird times, man, because it's not. The veil is thin. The veil is very, very, very thin. And people that just, you know, have an idea and their reality is completely set in stone and this is how things are, and anything outside that, they just can't. No, they're going to have a hard time. They're going to have a hard time. You know, I'm kind of hooked on that story. Anybody else freaking keeping track of that little freaking dipshit, you know, who lawyered up and won't tell anybody what happened to his girlfriend? It's like silence is a defense, right? You know, that's the thing. Truth comes out. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, it might be in 20 years, you know. Truth comes out, it's like a sliver. Yeah, I have not. Last night was actually the first decent night's sleep I'd gotten in 3 nights. And that when the energy's extra potent, that's usually how it is there's like 3, I don't sleep for 3 nights, but that 4th night, it's like God's give me a break, man. Because I still got stuff to do. It doesn't matter how, I still got to keep going. I don't get to take days off. You know? When you're a caregiver, you get to do the same thing every day. Unless you get someone to cover for you, and I haven't had anybody to cover me in 4 years. So I look around and I see what people can't endure. Don't people understand the powers that we have within themselves? It's all by God's grace and all by God's freaking not design. But I wouldn't have lived to be 47 years old if it wasn't for the faith that I had in God. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't. I would have freaking perished a long time ago. Because I'm one of those people that oh, I hurt, so I got to do something to make me feel better. I got to hurt, so I got to buy this to make... I used to be. Now, if I'm hurting about something, I'll go do sets. Or I'll go out and hang out with the cats. Or I'll, do something productive. Change that hurt and change it into something better. I should be doing my art more. But it's been so nice out, and I know winter's going to be around the corner. It's like I can do that all winter. You know what I mean? And then now it's like I want to be outside. And that's why I was like so frustrated, because I was just in a chill, meditate state. I wanted to go hang out with my plant, get a little zen, and then freaking I can't, because there's a couple of freaking guys out back there. But that's all right. Tomorrow's another day, and maybe it'll come. And if it doesn't, I've had plenty of days where I got to do what I wanted. What's one day of not getting to do what I want, right? There's people on this planet that freaking live every day just doing what they want, that's an imbalance, man. Nobody gets to live that way. There's no discipline in that. People need to be disciplined. Huh? We have the, well, I've been dude, I ain't even where I want to be yet, so as far as being on my spiritual path. And I was talking to the guys today. They were talking about reading books and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, I'm not a reader. I'm one of those people that believes that that we know, our spirits know everything. It has all the keys to the universe. But what people do is they pick up a book, and they need that book to give them permission to know what they already know. Right? Like they read in a book, oh yeah, okay, it's true. Well, you knew that to be true. But because you read it from somebody else's perspective, that's the validation that you need for truth? We all know this stuff. People are going to start speaking their truths all over. It's going to be it's going to be good. But if you're a balanced person, don't go start freaking trying to speak truth to imbalanced people, man. You're going to be like that freaking hostess in New York City that got freaking popped in her face from those stupid fucking Texans. Yeah, there's a reason why Texas is in the shape of a toilet. Because most, not all, are shitty. I've been in Texas, basic, tech school, fucking That girl, because she had to ask, she was a hostess in New York. I need to see your papers, please. Show me your papers, please. Show me your vaccination proof that you're vaccinated before you come in here and give us your money. These people from Texas freaking started swinging on this hostess chick. That's the thing, man. I'm good at ducking. I've had to duck my whole life. Oh, they're gonna. I'm pretty versed at, self-defense, because I've had to defend myself a lot. I got a fucking smart mouth, man. And there's plenty of guys in this world that hit girls. Girls I don't really worry about too much, but guys, there's plenty of them. But see, I don't really mind showing people, exposing people how people really are, because seeing the look on a freaking chick's face when they realize, oh my God, my husband is a fucking psycho. Yeah, my husband is a fucking bully. But I'm pretty sure that a lot of these chicks know this. And it's not gender specific, because girls can be bullies too. But they just like someone taking care of them. So they put up with whatever and whenever. I'll just be your little minion. I don't care if you're a freaking sociopath or freaking psycho jerk. I got water at Wendy's. Not soda today. Although, if I would have seen that, they got grape HC. I'll go back there just for one of those every now and again. I freaking love that stuff. And they have grape Fanta. I got a picture of me when I was a little girl, and on it they used to have the high C grape in jugs that you had to like puncture the top to pour out and stuff. And ever since then, I've always been ape for grape. The Book of Enoch isn't like what? Too deep. And a lot of this stuff is synonyms too. Language is. I would consider myself a self-proclaimed linguist. Let me show you my dictionary. Let me get my dictionary. When I was a kid, when I was younger, and after I learned how to read, I didn't like reading books, but I'd read dictionaries. This is my dictionary. It's a Webster's. And the cool story about this is, it came from a woman. She was like, when I was in the first grade, Mrs. Brown's class. She was the class grandma. And she didn't give all the kids lemon drops, but I got one every now and again. She'd be like, here, don't tell. Because then all the other kids would want one. So, she worked at Project City School, I don't know, Mom, 30 years, something like that? Right? Long time. And she was a neighbor of Mom's. After I had moved on, and when we lived in the shack, was what we called it, little one-bedroom shack. She was Mom's neighbor, so Mom and she became close. So when she passed away, her sister gave her some things, and one of them was this, and one of them was a scarf. I hope I still have that. I'll be sad if that's gone. But this was hers. It's even signed by her. That's her. I don't know if you can see it up in the corner there. The writing. Irving M. Gardner, Project City, California. 1967. And this is one of the good ones. So that's one thing that society, the powers that be have done. They just like changing the wording of things, and with those slight variations of wording of certain documents and policies and procedures they do, the cracks of society get wider. They always say that they're helping people. You know, millions and billions and trillions of dollars that they put in for housing and all this stuff. Why don't you just give the people the money and let the people get their own? Because there's already plenty on here. But no, it's the investors and the project managers. They keep reinventing the wheel, man. But the cog in that wheel is about to rise. And that is this great awakening. And it's long overdue, folks. It's long overdue. There's too many people on this planet living from their ego. We get more than 50.1% of those people to live from their spirit. This is an entirely different game. This is an entirely different planet, an entirely different Earth. People have to get rid of their fear. They have to get past their fear. They got to tap into some kind of faith outside of yourself. Some sort of divine, everything's going to be all that stuff. People got to find it in themselves. Whatever your higher power is, just let it be something. I hope it's not that Lucy fairy tale theater that is being